Today we're going over how to apply a tourniquet. We're going to take you on a step-by-step process. It's going to be very simple and easy to understand, so that way at the end of this video, you will have the knowledge and confidence on how to correctly apply a tourniquet. Kurt is going to be with us here today, and he's going to be our lovely patient. Isn't that right, Kurt? Yes, he said correct. So first, we're going to start off with the two-handed application of the tourniquet. So what we're going to do is, you've come up on a patient, there is massive bleeding somewhere. For our scenario right here, this is the wound. If you cannot properly identify 100% where the blood is coming from, what you're going to do is apply the tourniquet as high on the limb as possible. Over clothing, what you're going to do is remove anything out of their pocket. If you can't remove their clothing by cutting it off, or if they're not wearing shorts or something where you can take it off and then it's applied directly to the skin, it is perfectly okay to apply the tourniquet over the clothes. So what we're going to do, take our tourniquet, wrap it as high and as tight around the patient's leg as we can. And then from here, you're going to take the strap and fold it back onto itself for the Velcro. When applying, you want to make sure that the tourniquet is tight enough that you can't fit 3 fingers. So that's actually not quite tight enough. So then what we're going to do is apply it in. Now we're good. If you have a more petite patient or a smaller patient where the strap may come further up, bring it as high as you can without covering these clips. And so then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to take the windlass. We are going to turn the windlass until either the blood stops or we can't feel a pulse anymore. So what you're going to do, now this is going to be painful for the patient, but if they start yelling at you to stop because it hurts or whatever, you are doing this to try and save their life. So unless the blood stops or you can't feel a pulse anymore, you continue to turn the windlass. So then from there, you're either going to check for a distal pulse or check to see if there's any bleeding. If the bleeding has stopped, you're going to secure the windlass with the clips by putting the strap over. There is a place for you to write the time of when you've applied the tourniquet. So we're going to apply the time, and then from there, you're going to call 911 or try and get this individual to an advanced level of care. So that is how to apply a two-handed tourniquet. So now we're going to be going over the single-handed application of a tourniquet. So when you have a tourniquet on a chest rig, plate carrier, or a belt, you want to ensure that you can reach it with both hands. That way, if something does happen to a limb, that you're not just out of luck because you can't reach it. So I have a tourniquet over here. I'm going to reach over. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to slide it over the affected arm. I'm going to grab the red tab, and then I'm going to, as high and tight as I can, apply the tourniquet around my limb while not going over the clips. So I'm going to continue to turn the windlass until either the bleeding stops or I can no longer feel a pulse. From there, I'm going to take the tail end, I'm going to secure it through the clips, and then take the securing strap, apply it across the clips so that way nothing can come out, write the time down, and then that is how you apply a single-handed tourniquet. So that was a step-by-step process on how to effectively apply a tourniquet. Remember that this is life-saving information that could save your life or somebody else's later on in the future. So a couple of things before we go. Remember that practice makes perfect. While you carry a tourniquet, you should also have a training tourniquet available to stay fresh on these procedures. That way you don't forget how exactly you're supposed to do that. Secondly, safety first. And thirdly, remember that all medical procedures and practices are constantly evolving, so be sure to stay up to date on what the most recent guidelines and information are and any Good Samaritan laws that may apply in your area. Thank you guys for swinging by. Be sure to head over to bluealphabelts.com and check out our products.